Materia Ture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just was there speaking to both the Clerk of the House, and I referred this to you too, that to confirm that Catherine Delahunty could take the second 5 minutes, and the Clerk of the House confirmed that that was the case, even though she had spoken initially in the debate.
All right, that's fine. There's no objection. That's fine. There is no objection to that course, and of course the House is the master of its own destiny anyway. I call the Honourable Member Catherine Delahunty. Tēnā koe, Ms. Delahunty.
Tēnā koe, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I would just like to finish this bill with clearing up a few of the misconceptions and arguments we've heard. One is that in any way I'm trying to be a mangai for iwi. This is not about them. This is about the people, particularly Māori, but not only, who submitted to the bill in support of me and who have worked so tirelessly since 1955 for a different outcome. That is for whom I am speaking here tonight. I'd like to refer to Paul Goldsmith's uninformed comments on Contact Energy. If he'd been aware of what was going on, he would know that we negotiated with Contact Energy for an SOP to protect their right to geothermal discharges, but obviously he didn't know anything about it. However, that is what was about to happen to protect their rights to deep water aquifer discharges. And I'd also like to talk about the argument that the RMA is adequate and that in hearings have set high standards through Environment Court appeals. A commissioner from the Environment Court approached me at another hearing who had been involved with some of these river hearings and said to me, "Thank goodness for your bill, because we did our best, but we were incapable of delivering under the law the protection for the river that it's needed." I found that very interesting. However, my final comments would relate to the debate tonight, and I thank people for their kind comments, but to me personally, but this is not about me. This was never about me. This was about the people, the river, and the rivers across Aotearoa. And I have to say about the arguments presented, what a load of bollocks. Let's just be completely honest about this for a minute. The parties who want to oppose my bill or want it seriously modified are undermining the future of the rivers because they are worried about upsetting vested interests and losing votes from the business sector or local government leaders who have given up on the environment in exchange for agreeing with everything corporates do. That's the case of that's the truth of what's happened in Kawerau since 1955. It's corporate blackmail. Since 1955 at Kawerau, the companies have always said, if anyone dares to limit our ability to externalise our costs in a serious way, we will shut down the mills and the jobs. Again, what a lot of disingenuous bollocks. But they have won it every time because people are too scared to stand up to them. Still, the Green Party, the awesome tangata whenua people who have stood up for the river, the environment groups who have cared, the unions who support us, will not give up. And just because Parliament's been gutless again, those who support us will not give up. We will stand for all rivers in the Green Party. Our connection to water is so intrinsic to our being alive. Our obligation to rivers is not some optional or rhetorical strategy. If the water is healthy and sustained, we will be healthy. If it is polluted and degraded, so are we. I would like to point out that this debate has indicated the lack of scientific knowledge in a modern context. This is not about whether the river is black or brown, though at the moment it's brown. It is about the invisible and subtle pollution that occurs when resin acids are released from pulp mill effluent when they've been crushed up to make paper and when they've been bleached and they've been put into the river with mill chemicals. Now, if any of the people in this House knew anything about this issue, they would know that the synergistic effects of these chemicals are subtle and particularly dangerous in seawater. This is way beyond the understanding of both the Environment Court, when they never hear from witnesses who know about this, but it's also obviously way beyond the MPs from all parties except Mana and the Māori Party, who have consistently understood what this bill is about, and I'd like to thank them very much. I did come to this Parliament to stand up for this bill, and I want to honour the commitment, and I want to honour the people who came to the Select Committee and told their truth. And whether people attended or not, the submissions were available to be read. And it's very important for us to remember that people with nil resources since 1955, through a series of incredible campaigns, have forced these companies to reduce their pollution. And this occurred not only in Kawerau, but also in the Tairāwhiti, where there was Section 172A was used to allow raw sewage from 40,000 people to pollute the bay. And I've lived the issues alongside those people, and they gave up their time, money and hearts to defend this environment and to talk about the Land and Water Forum and other initiatives have absolutely nothing to do with this and are a convenient excuse for ignoring the reality that virtually everyone in this House, except Mana and the Māori Party, are unable to support the truth of this, which is rivers are not drains. I would just like to say, Mr. Speaker, that this is not over, and kia kaha to all the people who supported this most reasonable and fair piece of legislation. And shame on the rest of you who have failed.
Order, order, order. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote called for. The clerk will please conduct a party vote. Thank you.
New Zealand National.
9 votes opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
2 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote in favour.
ACT New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 opposed.
Brendan Horan.
Point of order.
Vote. Point of order. Can
Point
I
of order.
vote, please? 34 votes in favour.
34 votes in favour. Honourable members, the ayes are 51, the noes are 68, the motion is not agreed to. And having come to 10 o'clock, I wish to advise the House that the People's House stands suspended until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Haere rā kakati anō po maruri, good evening.